Ladies and gentlemen, this information God want to go to the many parts, actually NATO, European, Russia government, China, to know that Canada has been hit before by 1989. But before God attacking this by angel of the God released into happening in Canada, God want this information going to their news, and they bring in CBC News this information before January 23rd to bring in my investigation to the Justin Tutor for $700 billion for crime of terrorist in his your country, in his country, Canada, casting behind my life, behind my future. So I am not involved because I raised the Jesus for 9 years. I fall, I stand up. I fall, I stand up. And God finally bring me to the last day to send into many part, especially to you, United States. You be responsible, United States government, White House. What is coming very, very soon for the crime of Canada you involved by black culture you allow Canada carry on. I bring it to you information, ladies and gentlemen, here.
Years ago, these transmission lines stretch out behind his house, but in January 1998, they looked more like this.
Outside, during the night, that was really, really dark.
To this day, the ice storm is considered one of the costliest natural disasters in Canadian history.
And God wants this information going to the news, and you can receive that. You are not too far from this attack coming. According to information I have, the angel of the God traveling to your country, which is descending via angel, we will attack you again. Your department, Canadians, and your government for third war. Angel of the God releasing for third war for TUSNAMI, which is a God releasing this TUSNAMI. According to information by a spirit raising in the sky behind the God, which is the God is not involved. Jesus is not going to be involved. Jesus only command to the angel to bring government of Canada under this investigation, which is according to information I have. This is on the way to Canada, which is I don't believe even this is going to. I believe this is going to happen. They call Ghost City, Ghost Town, in the capital city, Ottawa, Quebec, Montreal, Nova Scotia, and 7 of the city of Canada coming under national disaster, ladies and gentlemen, according to a space God side, because God proved to me himself he will not lose the war against Canada, because God didn't raise the war. I be very honest to you. For God to raise the war against Canada is take 24 hours, but God give little by little, which is happening here. Little by little, God gave message to the Canada. December was a December, not just long ago.
1998 ice storm started. It was a freezing rain event that lasted for days. Hundreds of thousands lost power.
But basically, this is the coming. But I understand this coming by. I understand this coming by this earthquake, ladies and gentlemen. This coming by this earthquake to bring in this man under investigation for what crime they did by Iranian behind my future, behind my life, basically. By hand of their Canadian Security Service building, which is my spirit raising in the sky above this building. He won't bring justice to this building before he lets this building or their people walk away from this building. For this crime they did cause behind my future. So I bring it to you, ladies and gentlemen, everything coming back to this man. And this man, the message to your team, Canada, I was merciful to you. I did not release the serious attack, but beware. You must prepare and send to the news. I am going to bring to you earthquakes in your capital city, which is happened in Japan, earthquake in the world was one of the major earthquake. This earthquake, ladies and gentlemen, want to be released by angel of the gods, command to bring into the Canada government, to bring in basically their government under these lawsuits according to God. Now they don't, when I send the God message, you can see the freeze in my this is a weapon of the, you can call Canada, what they do. This earthquake, ladies and gentlemen, according to God, coming to bring in government of Canada under lawsuits for investigation to their team inside the Canadian Security Service, who was behind the My Future casting this crime. So this information must go to many parts to receive that. They send into the YouTube, they send into many parts, which is God want this information going to your CBC News to know that this earthquake will be released to your capital city. According here, I bring it to your evidence. I bring it to your evidence here. According to God, here his hand, finger above your building. And this is the angel above your, this is your parliament building. They want going to bring it because Canada team, you did cause many crime behind the My Future by your multicultural in Canadian Security Service, by criminal hands, behind the My Life, from house by house, from job to job, and which is all that is not important to God. You did affect, damage God mission, which is I raising for 10 years, and you was a country did come as the snake behind the God mission and causing many interruption, many crime by your SMP department. I have evidence to come in the news to bring in after Fort McMurray got attacked for this crime. I have evidence to bring in the news why your country is going to, why your country been hit for the disaster of the Japan earthquakes. Because God plan, ladies and gentlemen, this way or other way, God want to bring begin or end to Canada, this way or other way, which is a God sending a message to news.
Access by about 25 centimeters. It all started at the epicenter near Sendai, 230 miles northeast of Tokyo. Shockwaves that gave birth to a massive tsunami that started 35 minutes later, Saigai, the Japanese word for disaster.
That tsunami reached 23 feet high in some places, nearly twice the height of me standing on Chris's shoulders, for example. And that wall of water is primarily the cause of a death toll that is in the hundreds, but is certain to rise, with 88,000 people in